guys, and welcome back to another Halloween makeup tutorial. I am so sorry that I have been so absent, but if you guys have been following me on my community tab on my YouTube page, then you know exactly why I have been gone. I have some inspo pictures that I'm going to be going off of. I also am kind of doing a recreation. I have been trying to do my own prosthetics and it has been a fail. I'm still kind of going back and forth if I'm going to use the prosthetics I made or not. But here is the main picture I was going to go off of, and I love this one too. So I'm going to be attempting to do a Bride and Frankenstein type of look, and I have no idea where to start at this point, except I do have my brows blocked out. So I'm kind of deciding where I want to go with the look and what to start with, and I figured I would go ahead and start with painting my face with the green cream paint from this palette. I got this palette off of Amazon. It's basically like a knockoff, I believe it's like a Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I think they work just as well. So I go ahead and paint my entire face with this. I would recommend using a watercolored green paint with this, because I ended up using a lot of the product and a lot of the green out of the palette. So I had to use this because I did not have a green watercolor. So again, I would recommend using a green water paint. And then because it is a cream paint, I am just setting everything with the green eyeshadow from the James Charles and Morphe palette. I'm not quite sure what happened with this brow after I blocked it. It just was not laying right. It's like the glue came off of the powder or something. I don't know. But you know what? I just work with it. I'm not here to be a perfectionist. I'm just working with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I take the white cream paint from that palette as well and just start to highlight my face, under my eyes, bridge of my nose, some on my forehead and on my chin, Cupid's bow, just the normal places you would typically highlight, just like you were using a concealer. And then I, again, go ahead and set all of that cream with a mix of white and yellow from the James Charles palette again. Since I highlighted now, I'm going to go ahead and contour. I'm taking the really dark green shadow from the James Charles palette. And this is when I just had to really fuss and take a lot of time to do this contour. I was trying to follow the inspo picture and make this a really chiseled out cheekbone and more of a Frankenstein jaw, and it just was not working in my favor. So I wasn't exactly liking it, and I just had to keep messing with it, building it up, carving it out, adding more highlight, adding more contour. So this part took me a while. It might not take you as long, but I wasn't liking it, and I think I diffused it so much you can't exactly see it toward the end product here. But as you can see, I'm adding some white shadow, trying to pop that cheekbone and the jaw. I'm adding it underneath as well. So you'll see me kind of mess around with this for a while. After I'm just completely over my cheekbones, I go in and start to take that same green eyeshadow and start to contour my forehead, my temples, and my nose.
When the devil's in the mood, nightmares come pouring out of hell.
For my brows, I'm basically doing the same brow that I did in my e.l.f. tutorial that I did a couple weeks ago, and just giving myself more of a straight brow instead of the normal shape that I have. I don't know what I was thinking. I blocked out my brows in order to plan on making the brow go higher than my natural brow. but I decided to kind of stick to the front half of my brow as my guidance and just basically do the same brow and make it more of a straight brow like I did in my last video. But obviously, do whatever brow you choose to do. And then once I have the cream down in the shape that I want, I obviously go in and set that with a black eyeshadow. You can obviously do whatever eyeshadow look you want to do. I was just absolutely in love with the look that was in the picture, so I'm basically doing a recreation of that and dipping into the pinkish maroonish shade that's in the James Charles palette and making it really dramatic and taking it out toward my temples and on the inner corner of my eye. And then I dip into the orange shade, and I'm very careful while blending the edges out because I don't want to mess my eyebrows up more than they already were. And the last shade I dip into is the yellow, just to blend more and give it a tad bit of a highlight on the brow bone. Now I'm going to use the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place and mix the yellow and orange shade to basically do a cut crease. I always call this a lazy girl cut crease because I didn't feel like taking concealer and cutting the crease, so I'm just kind of mimicking one. It's not the perfect, most intense cut crease you've ever seen, but I really just pack these two shades on to make it really dramatic, again, just like the inspo picture. Going back into the James Charles palette, I am taking the really dark purple shade and smoking out my lower lash line and then blending it out with the maroon shade. I'm dragging these shades down quite a bit because I'm obviously going for more of a deadly type of look here. So I am dragging that down and really blending it down to give it that type of effect. I thought that this green shadow here would be an amazing highlight for my Bride of Frankenstein. So I pop this on like I would any highlight on my cheekbones, tip of my nose, bridge of my nose, on my forehead, cupid's bow, and chin. For my lips, I first start out with this purple cream paint, and then I realize I have an awesome dark purple shade from L'Oreal that I end up using, and I just take a lip brush here. Actually, I think this is eyeshadow brush, but I wanted to overdraw my lips a little bit here, which is what I did. Obviously, you don't have to do that. And then I started to take that green highlighty shade and put that on my lips, but I wasn't really liking how it was looking. So I then dip into a purple sparkly eyeshadow and just top that lipstick with it just to bring the lips out more. I went off camera and changed my shirt. I am not naked, just like I say in all of my Halloween videos. I did pop a gold eyeshadow on my brow bone, on my inner corners, pop my lashes on, and did my eyeliner. And that is all I did off camera. So now I'm just going to go ahead and paint my neck, chest, and my shoulders to bring the look together. Once again, this would be much easier and faster using a water-based paint here because that took forever. Here now I am taking a white water-based paint and I'm starting to do the stitches. I just follow my reference picture. That's all I can really say about this. This was not hard. It was just tedious, especially trying to do this in the eye area because of obviously the wrinkles and eye rolls and things like that. But what is nice about the water paint is that you can clean up your mistakes so much easier, I think, than using other types of paints, just my opinion. But here I just kind of take my time, follow the picture, and make stitches using gray water paint, black water paint. I use red water paint. So just find a picture that you personally like and think you can do, and just follow the picture and follow exactly what was done in the picture. So you'll see me a couple of times having to go in and fix some of my mistakes, but they were very easy to do. And don't drink a lot of coffee before you do this, because I was so shaky when I got to this point, and I had to kind of try and find a way to steady my hand. But again, like I said, it was very easy to clean up my mistakes. It was just tedious and time consuming, but I did fall in love with it in the end. After I'm satisfied with the way that the white and red look, I then take a charcoal type of eyeshadow and just start shading the outer part, just to give it more of a pop instead of it just looking like it's flat on my face. Now I'm going in with a gray water paint and making the stitches. This was really easy, and again, following the reference photo, making some lines, making some X's. I do this here, and then I will also do it on the corners of my mouth and my neck as well, which you will see very shortly. I do also make little circles on the ends of each of those stitches. And then you'll see me go in and basically do the same thing I did with the red and white, basically just highlighting the stitches and then placing a black line over it for a more of a shadow effect. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, by this point of me doing this makeup, I was getting so hangry. I was tired, I was hungry, I wanted to take a nap. I felt like I started to get a little sloppy. I was still trying to keep my shit together. But definitely when I got to my neck, I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been filming for so long and I'm ready for this to be over. Oh my gosh, not gonna lie. But I'm still, I'm still going. I'm still trying to keep with it, and I was dedicated to doing this. So I was pretty proud of the way that it turned out. So here we go, still doing the stitches. Before I did my neck though, I did kind of want to shade my neck, my collarbones, just to give them more of a zombie Frankenstein type of vibe there. And again, just highlighting and contouring and making my bones pop. Finally, I am on to the neck stitching, and you'll see me screw up. Like, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. I'm like, well, this is gonna have to be big because I just effed that up. But like I said before, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is taking hours upon hours, which I did not realize. So keep that in mind if you are really trying to do this look. Of course, you can make it your own and not get as in depth with it. But for the neck, basically just doing a bigger version of what I did on the corners of my mouth. After I get done with shading, I then hop off camera and spray my hair with some black hairspray, and then take some white water paint and put that on the sides of my hair, just to give the Bride and Frankenstein vibe when it comes to my hair. And that was basically it. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching.